Well, if you're looking for a local craft coffee shop, you may want to check out Coffee Cycle in PB.
Sign me up. I cannot wait to check out this. It's not a new coffee shop, right? It is actually celebrating its 5th anniversary, so it's newer, but it is unique in so many different ways. Casey McKinnon is live there with more details. Hi,
Hey,
Casey.
Hi, good morning. Yes, well, it's unique in the way that this whole business started by Chris O'Brien rolling around town with a coffee cart that you see right now that is the main stage of the shop. And Chris just made me a cold brew, and I didn't know you had cold brew, which is why I was hesitant to say, I'm okay on the coffee, but this is so good. I'm going to be caffeinated all morning, and I'm excited about it. But Chris, so our last hour we shared your story about the coffee cart, how all this started. You're celebrating 5 years, but we want to know what craft coffee making is like and what kind of coffees you offer.
Yeah, so when I built this cart, I didn't want to just build just a regular old coffee cart on the back of a bike. I wanted to really do something that demonstrated how awesome coffee can be and really honored the hard work that the farmers put into it. I've gotten to know a couple coffee farmers over the years, and it's incredible what they do to produce these products that we just drink and take for granted every day. They're waking up at 4 in the morning, they're hiking to the top of a mountain, they got kids in tow, they're working for 15 hours in a day. And so what I do here is we make every single coffee that we roast, either hot or iced, fresh to order by the cup. So you can get any coffee you want as a hot coffee, you can get any coffee you want as an iced coffee, and we even prepare a lot of these coffees as single origin espressos as well.
So when I was watching you make my cold brew here, it was almost like watching a science experiment.
Oh yeah. In fact, some of the equipment we used to make these pour-over stands was actually lab equipment. And we do actually put a lot of science into it. We try to make sure that the cup comes out perfectly every time. We use a device called a refractometer to measure the coffee and to actually determine whether it's properly brewed. And that way we know that every single cup we serve is perfect every time. So we've tried to systemize it so it's repeatable, but you still get that really individual cup. So some people like just like a simple, straightforward, kind of chocolatey Latin American coffee.
Which one do I have?
You have the Honduras from our new direct trade partner, Juan Urquia. Juan's in town right now from Honduras, and he sold us this amazing coffee. We tasted a bunch of samples from his farm, and we found one that we really loved, and it's kind of our flagship coffee right now. But you can also get coffees from Ethiopia that taste like blueberries, or coffees from Sumatra that taste like sweet pipe tobacco. So there's really some incredible coffees that we have to offer here, and it's really awesome when we get to share that with people and get that, oh wow, this is coffee? You didn't add anything to this moment? So yeah, it's really awesome that we get to do that, and then we also get to participate in this ethical business with Juan down in Honduras and make sure that he can sustain his farm and all those hardworking employees of his that wake up at 4 in the morning and hike to that mountain.
Well, Chris, we have about a minute left, so can we see the process with this?
Sure, absolutely.
Walk us through it.
All right, so we've got our brewer and we've got our filter. And, you know, we really try to put intention into everything. So these filters, actually, we had our option of a couple different factories that make these filters, and we grabbed the ones that are made in Japan because they're just a little higher quality. We pre-wet it, and we dump out that water, because that water, if we were to taste it, would taste like paper, and we don't really want that. So I'm going to grab the one that tastes like blueberry, because I want to kind of wow you with that one. We grind it up fresh for you. And get every one of those grounds in there. And we've got a scale here with a timer, and then we use a little sand timer as well just to help me out in case I'm trying to do some other things at the same time. And what we've done is we've kind of calculated the amount of hot coffee that's going to melt the right amount of ice. And so we use a little bit less coffee than we would for our hot coffee brew, or less water than we would for our hot coffee brew, because we know that the hot coffee that's going to come out of there is going to melt some of the ice. So now it's going to sit there and steep for a couple minutes.
And then this is the timer right here, which is, I was like, this is crazy to me. There's a lot that goes into this.
Yeah, well, you know, every little factor matters. So we have the ratio of coffee to water, we have the time that it's extracting, we have the particle size, the ground size that we grind it to. And so we really try to analyze every little part of it and make sure that the coffee comes out right. Because like I said, those coffee farmers work really hard. I work really hard when I roast the coffee to make sure it comes out perfect every time. And in the end, it's a cup that, hopefully gets that wow factor from people.
And then when does it start to drip down?
Well, I know you guys don't have a ton of time, so I'll just start it draining down right now. I actually have control over it, but it does look pretty cool when it goes. So usually I'd steep it for 3 minutes, and then it would drain down for about a minute.
This is going to taste like blueberries.
It will if I had let it brew the entire time. So I did a little bit just for the visual effect. But yeah, it will taste like blueberries, and there's nothing added to it to make it taste that way. It's just how it's grown and processed, because coffee is actually a fruit.
Well, Chris, I have certainly learned a lot about coffee this morning over here at Coffee Cycle in Pacific Beach, and it's been a very busy spot this morning. Everyone's walking by with their dogs, getting their coffee, and they're going all about their day. So can I try that?
Sure,
see if it
of
actually
course.
tastes like blueberry. I know it didn't
course.
brew the whole time, but
Give it a little sip.
I'll be the judge.
Yeah,
all right.
you'll get a little hint of it for sure.
It is a lot sweeter.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You like it?
I can taste the blueberry. It's a little aftertaste of blueberry.
Yeah, a
It's
little
weird.
fucking fruity, right?
Yeah. All right. Very cool. Okay. Well, Liz and Paul, I will send things back to you, but you guys got to come try out Coffee Cycle.
Well, I learned
Cool
two
spot.
things. I learned coffee is a fruit,
Yeah.
and I learned I'm not smart enough to work at Coffee Cycle because I could never remember all the.
It's an art form, is
Yes.
it not, Casey? I
I-
mean, this is why it's craft coffee. I mean,
I could sweep the place, but I cannot make the coffee.
It really is. I walked in, I was like, wow, this is a full setup. They've got a lot going on here.
yeah. One quick question for you, Casey, is I need to know where in Pacific Beach. Like, what's the main road there? I'll look it up, but do you remember what the main road
Okay,
is?
it's so as you're driving into Pacific Beach, this is the main road, right? This is
Grand Avenue.
Grand Avenue,
Okay.
right on Grand
Off
Avenue.
of
You
Grand
can't miss
Avenue.
it. So
I
we're
cannot
across the
wait.
street from the Starbucks, I believe, but
Hi, Starbucks. Hi, Starbucks. Get better coffee over here.
Oh boy.
Craft
Oh,
coffee,
boy.
though. Craft coffee.
Yeah, our coffee's way
Fresh.
better.
Yes.
okay, but one thing Chris said to me when I walked in, I said, "Does it bother you that you're right across the street from Starbucks?" And he goes, I don't mind when they're busy, but I like when we're more busy than
Yeah,
they are."
that's pretty
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
You know, it's-
Congratulations, Dan.
Yeah, it's nice to share what we do with people, and you can get that anywhere, anytime. And you can only get this right here.
And that's
Supporting
the
local.
secret to the success.
That's what we do best.
Yes.
Well done.